Greetings viewers, EricTheCarGuy here with what was supposed to be the donor engine for my Fairmont project, and it just didn't work out because when I opened it up I found some damage in there. Sent a picture of it to my machine shop guy and he said, I don't think that's going to work for you, but I have a solution. Here is Kevin Frischi of Calvinator Engines to tell you a little bit more about that solution, which is here before him.
After talking with Eric, we decided we'd go with the World Products Man of War small block Ford. There's a lot of advantages we have with this over the stock block. They really did their homework. Gave us some improvements in areas that the stock 302 could be improved on, and obviously right up front we have the Billet Main Cap. Your stock block doesn't have enough meat in the main webs to put 4 bolts, so that's why it's popular to do a stud girdle on your 2-bolt blocks. Well, here we have 4-bolt splayed, in other words these outer bolts are at an angle, billet main caps.
So why would this be better than what the stock is with these 2-bolt mains like this?
Strength. I got 4 bolts and the outer one's at an angle, and these caps are not going to move around.
No.
So I know when you tell me we're what we're going to do with the build.
It's okay. We can talk about it now.
Okay.
We are boosting.
We're going to boost it.
We're going to boost it.
So when he says 6, I know he's eventually going to end up at 20, so we might as well do this right the first time.
Okay, 19.
Well, that being said, what we started out as maybe thinking about a 347 project when I look at World Products literature and discovered that they made a bore block with a 4-inch 125 bore. So you can get this in the regular 4-inch bore version or the 4-inch 125 version. Since they went bigger on the bore, they allowed more room. They expanded the water jacket, so we actually have more room inside for cooling than the stock block. Also comes in 3 deck heights: the 8-inch 200, the 9.5, and there's another one, but we're concerned about the 8-inch 200.
What is the deck height exactly for those people who don't know what that means?
That'd be the distance from the center line of the crank housing bore to the top of the head gasket surface. So that's your deck height.
So on this one, that's 8.2 inches from here to here?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, they made this so you could have plumb in a dry sump pump without drilling any holes in the stock block. We just have the big provisions right here, 3/8 pipe plugs. That'll work out very well for whatever you're going to do, and we're going to utilize some of this with our turbo plumbing.
So in other words, all right, I'm going to run the supply line off the front here, and then the oil pressure sending unit can be over here, so they can be separate instead of teeing off in the same fitting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
One of the things I thought was unique, I'm not a big fan of the 347 combination because of the short cylinders in the 302 block. The bottom of the skirt of the piston comes out of the cylinder quite a bit on the stock block. World Products extended these cylinders a 1/2 inch down, so I'm going to have less cylinder skirt scuffing, less the piston rocking in the bore, so I have more stability.
And it's also got these, what are these marks here for?
Oh, this has come from out of the box clearance for a 3.5 inch stroke. And we did check on every cylinder, and everything clears beautifully. You could drive a truck between the block and the connecting rods as it swings around.
So, in other words, this is clearance for the weights on the crankshaft?
More so the connecting rods as the rods come around. Yeah.
Okay, so as the rod comes in and out, it moves side to side inside the bore like this, and this is clearance so that rod has plenty of clearance to move up and down there.
Exactly.
And because we're running a stroker crank, that's more important because there's a longer throw.
Yes, the crankshaft, the rods are going to travel farther. The stock 302 is a 3-inch stroke, and we are going with a 3-inch 400 stroke.
So what are we going to have in the end as far as displacement?
I believe it come out to 363 cubic inches.
Anything else that's cool about this thing?
I believe the head bolt holes.
Oh yeah, we have extra ones.
Well, we have the extra holes for some of the aftermarket heads. You know, one of the problems with the 302 platform or any engine with the 10 bolts holding the head on is pushing the gasket out here. So some of the aftermarket heads utilize these bolts, and so they add them onto this block. The thread engagement, the head bolt holes are deeper, so it does take a different ARP stud kit to fasten the heads to the block correctly. The deck of the block is thicker. The cylinder walls are thicker. This particular block, starting out at 4-inch 125, can be expanded to 4-inch 200 maximum bore. That'd be some cubic inch.
And in addition to that, the type of metal that it's made from is better than the metal than the stock block too, isn't it?
Correct.
And I'm also noticing these lifter bores and the way they all look reinforced as opposed to what I have in my stock block.
Yes, you could get a serious camshaft with a lot of lift in here, and you still have some material to support the lifter. That's something you don't often think of is the lifter. It does a nasty job, and it's not something we consider often, but they obviously they did do that. And these are not too tall. We did trial assemble and check that we can still use the hydraulic roller lifters, the OE hydraulic roller lifters, and we do not have to machine the height of these lifter bosses down. So everything looks like it's going to just bolt right together.
So in summary, this block, way good. This block, okay. Let's just leave it at that, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Kevin Frischie of Calvinator Engines, thank you so much for this and this little tour of my new engine block, which I'm very excited to assemble and get in the car and get it running. Yes, I am, very much so. Link in the description to Calvinator Engines and more information about them. If you have automotive questions, link in the description to EricTheCarGuy.com. If you wish to connect with me socially, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. See you next time. Ooh, and I can't forget, link in the description to this guy and World Products and all that stuff. Absolutely, you want to check this out for yourself. Link there. Click it.